Welcome back to another episode of Kenshi. My name is Tobal, and we're back in Civilization. I'm actually trying to run away a little bit. I think the guards want to inspect our goods. I don't really want that to happen because Alice, or Jade has 3 ancient books here, and they actually are considered contraband in the holy cities. So I don't want our group to get inspected at the gates, because when you let them search your bags, the bags, no matter who they talk to initially, they will search everyone who's there. So we can't see it. We'll see if we can't get through again. Okay, apparently the second time's the way to do it. So in this episode, what I'd like to do is set up a small little outpost here. In these cities, you have the option to buy certain buildings. So as you can see, this building, this old storm house, is for sale for 16,000 cats. This shack is for 4,000 cats, and this one is kind of broken down one is only 1,500. So I think that's a steal. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. So I've gone ahead and bought the building, and I'm going to right-click on the building and go to repair. And that's going to change it to the framework, which is how you normally see buildings that are being built. You'll see this mesh framework inside of it. Tobal seems to have gotten himself a bit stuck. Okay, so who has some space? You do? Okay, and there's a store right next door. Perfect. This building only needs 3 building material to finish it off. So I'm going to have Tobal come over here and buy those materials. Alright, and we'll come back over to add the materials to the building, and then we'll have everyone help out, build it up, and we'll have a new small shack in the middle of a stack. What I'm going to do is put a research bench, a small research bench inside of this building, and I'll probably go and buy a couple of books and maybe find someone to be our scientist. Now, you don't have to actively buy a scientist. You can just, get someone from, any old person from as a recruit and just designate them as their scientist, because it will go up over time. Now, there are some races that I believe get a benefit to science. Actually, human Greenlanders are one of them. So a good any Greenlander would be a decent addition here. So here's our little shack. We can actually build some stuff inside of it. So for example, let's go to our technology, small research bench. And I'm going to move this around using the keys. This is where all the commands are to rotate and move these things. So we'll put the research bench at the back here in the corner. And that looks fine. We'll confirm that and see that it needs 3 more building materials. So we'll have Tobal go back over to the store, pick up 3 more building material, and build. Actually, while he's here, let's buy a couple books. These go for about 300 per book, so they are fairly pricey. What do we want to research? I want to research small houses, Tech 2. That's at least 8 right there. Probably gear storage, but that doesn't look like it requires anything. I want to do farming, so I want to do cooking. So we're going to do at least another book. That's 9. Cotton would be nice, because cotton can help you make clothes and fabric and different things like that are important later on. But I think for the moment, I'm going to focus on just wheat straw, maybe. Baking, cooking, and the other couples that I mentioned. Okay, so I'll grab a couple books here. Let's see, at least 10. How much would this cost? It might cost like more than we have. Oh no, that's fine. Let's actually buy out his entire stack. That wasn't as bad as I thought. Math is hard. Math is hard. Okay, so we're gonna build up this research bench. And when we finish this, let's have everyone help out. We're going to go see if we can find a scientist or someone that we can designate as our new scientist. I just saw a pack of bulls, and I kind of want to go kill them because I believe they drop a good amount of. There they are. They drop a good amount of meat and leather. So I'll tell you what. Let's see. Everyone but, I don't know, Do we want to try to hire someone real quick? They're still moving around. We can catch up to them. Let's see if we can find that scientist that we wanted to talk about. Do I have the option to just build a really crappy storage? I don't. All right, let's see who's around. Let's split up the party. And one goes to here, one goes to here, and one goes over here. Okay, that's good enough. We'll see who's in these different buildings. I'll send the rest of the party near the gate. So what I'm looking for, and you know, I mean, I could use any other recruit. I could just use Lydia or Hand to be our scientist, but I feel like they've earned their right to serve in the unyielding, right? They've done a little bit of service for us. They've not really done anything too amazing yet. But we're kind of used to seeing their names in the squad list, even though they're recent. I think this person over here is actually a medic. Yeah, hungry medic. We don't necessarily need a medic right now. Well, I'll tell you what. We don't want to use one of those guys. I wonder if I can just drop the books. I really just don't want to aggro all of the city guards. So let's see if Jade can just drop the entire stack here. She can. Let's have her come out. We'll have her close and lock the door. What I've done is I clicked on the door itself to get that option, and it's not open to the public. Okay, so we've closed and locked the door. Hopefully that'll serve as good enough for the moment. Let's go mess with these bulls because I want some meat. We need to get some meat just to get our health back up, our hunger back up. We still have some food, I think, on Alice or Rin, but we really don't have a ton. And plus, the extra leather would not go amiss. So let's try to get our archer line together. And I think all of them do have bows, and they do have ammo equipped. Okay, and we'll go ahead and drop Diana. Perfect. So that being said, let's try to pull one of them. We might wind up pulling the entire group because we are shooting at them. Did you seriously shoot each other? Come on, guys. You guys are killing me here. Oh, okay. I actually didn't think the guards would pull this far away, but that's fine. Let's pull a little bit off. We'll turn everyone's range job off, and then we'll just go ahead and do attack all. And we'll just go ahead and get stuck in here, get a couple points, because I feel pretty safe with the guards coming to help out. Holy cow. Like, Crumble John just got walloped. Okay, let's pull Tobal off fighting for the minute. And maybe actually Jade as well. Let's have these. Oh, wow. Maybe this was a very poor choice. Let's get them out of the way. Who else can we take out of the way right now? Jackson's got a little bit of a wound. Let's have him come out of the fight if he can. Where'd he go? He's already down. All right, you're going to go hold. I don't want you to get in here right now. Who is that chasing me? Jackson. Okay. Kif, can you come out too? No, you're about to go down. Okay, let's see if we can have them medic each other. Noble! Noble, go away. Okay, I might have overestimated our own strength in comparison to the bulls, guys. Just a bit. Is any of our folks really, really bad? You're okay. You're okay. Good. You're dying, yes, but I think at negative 100 is when you die. Kif is bleeding a little bit. A little bit of bleeding issues there. That's probably the worst. Hand's probably the worst. And Crumble John, I think, is also pretty bad too. So, here comes some reinforcements. They're coming out of the town. So we're going to let them do the dirty work for us. Wow, our folks got pummeled. Holy cow. Hey, you know what? At least it's working on the... At least we're working on those toughness abilities. So, you're passive. Jackson, you're passive. Wing, are you still alive? How in the world are you still alive right now? Oh, you're like crawling away. That's funny. Okay, so... can you heal yourself? No, not even that. We'll go ahead and say... Do you have any abilities in Medic? You don't. Okay, let's still take the... we'll trade with Tobal. Take his first aid kit that's almost done. We'll have Jackson trade with Alice and take her first aid kit, and then all three of them can kind of medic up a little bit. We'll micro this. We'll say go take care of Hand because he got smacked. go take care of Crumble John because he got smacked pretty bad. That should be okay. That should be enough for us to stop any immediate critical issues. Right, so he just went to unconscious instead of dying. Diana's okay. It says they're dying, right? But I mean, as long as you get to these wounds pretty quickly, they're going to be okay. And I think it's good enough that we let everyone just auto dock. Maybe we might have to micro this just a bit. Maybe Alice and Laura next. Wow, those bulls pack a punch. Holy cow. Now, they do have a charge attack, and that was my own fault for trying to pull an entire group. Basically, they charge and do AoE damage, so I think all of them charged my little group when we were all together, and they just all completely smashed everyone to pieces. Hey, that's fine. That's all part of the show, right? Okay. So everyone's healing everyone up. Who did I say? I think let's do Rin, I guess, because I thought Alice was bad too, but I think she must have gotten a little bit of healing. And we'll have Jade treat Alice anyways. You're fine. 2942. I don't want to... anyone who's over, like, down below 50 in the negatives, I want to get to immediately. Alright, I think everyone else is okay. Let's speed this up a bit. Oh, hey, are you helping out? Oh, you guys are awesome. Well, kind of, for a second. I appreciated you just for that one moment you tried to help us out. So, nothing else. I don't see any slave mongers. Thank goodness. Be awful. Slave mongers like to be opportunists, so if they see someone unconscious, they'll actually try to come kidnap you. And they don't. The guards don't seem to care. So it's kind of unfortunate. And it can lead to some frustrations there. Okay, so everyone's getting fairly healed up. The last couple folks who are still injured are getting treated right now, which is perfect. So what I'm going to do is probably have our characters go around and loot a bit. I'm going to get the meat off these creatures. And, I mean, this is a lot of meat and a lot of... you also get animal horn as well. So that's a decent trade item. So I'll have some of our characters, once they're done doing the medic thing, I will have them go around and harvest the animals and probably carry our folks into town in the beds. So I'll skip ahead a bit until we're all healed up. Now, again, I know it's probably... I don't know, you may not mind this too much, but it's one of those things in Kenshi that, you know, you're going to have fights, you're going to lose, and you're going to have to heal up afterwards. So I don't want to make you sit through the healing process. I hope that's okay with you. Let me know if you'd like to talk through that, you know, that time period or not. But otherwise, I'll be back with you here in just a bit, and I'm not going to pull this group yet. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, and we're back, and I did find someone to join the squad. I got somebody who advertised themselves as the doc. They were actually one of the characters that were in the bar here in Stack. No other city, though. I checked all the human cities. I even had Beep look around in Mongrel. There really were no other characters that are just a plain old level 1. So I picked up Doc. He cost 6,000 cats. But he does come with not only Field Medic and a really high Field Medic as well. Because, you know, we've been doing Field Medic for a bit and we're not even close to that. He also comes with a bit of Science. So this will probably be our scientist, but also our medic in the base. Now, eventually, I probably, I don't know, I may or may not bring him out with us when we go on excursions once the base is done. I might find myself another medic to use in the field by himself. Okay, so everyone else is kind of resting right now. We've got Doc here, and I did grab all the books from one of our characters. So let's pick up the 3 science books on the ground there. And what I'm going to do, in order to unlock the ability to research things. So you see how now we can't research Small House because it says it needs 2 books. When you're like, well, wait a minute, we've got 2 books in our inventory. Well, what you need to actually do is put the books inside of your research bench. So I'm going to hold right-click, hit inventory, and then I'm going to shift right-click to move each stack over. Now when I go back to the text screen, you can see that the Small House, which only needed 2 books, is now unlocked. So I'm going to start researching. Let's see, these are general storage, weapon storage, that's fine. Let's do some of that. I also think I wanted cooking, baking, and I need to get 2 wheat straw. Let's grab that real quick. And we'll get wheat straw to unlock wheat straw farming, because wheat straw, when you make wheat straw, you can eventually make it bread, which has a much higher nutritional content than the other items. I don't see any wheat straw, but I'm going to pick up another couple of books here. I'll actually just clear out as much as I can. Now remember, we did kill a lot of these bulls that were in the city. Oh, is there a random number? Okay, so there's another one just chilling here. That's fine. We did kill quite a few bulls outside the city, even though they almost... Well, okay, to be fair, we killed like maybe one, right? And everyone else, all the guards killed them. But we do have the ability to... sell all the leather we gain from them, so we should have a decent profit coming ahead of us, so we can probably buy a few books as we see them. I'm looking for, there it is, the trade good vendor here. So we'll have Doc over there, drop off his leather, and see if he can find just a couple things of wheat straw. If not, I'll have to send him over to another little town. Okay, we've got enough right there. I was going to say, because otherwise, you could send somebody over to somewhere like a holy farm, and they normally have wheat straw and other vegetables and things to use. So we'll grab... Oh, that's sad. Can we... Let's see if we can resize his inventory just a bit. Or rearrange his inventory. Let's sell one book. Move that over. Grab one more wheat straw. Okay. The things we go through to unlock wheat straw. We'll come back to our research post. And you also, again, have to, even though we've got this in our inventory, you still have to drop it into the research bench. So here goes that, as well as the rest of the books. And then, boom, wheat straw farming is ready to unlock for research. So we'll grab wheat straw farming. I think I've got most of the other ones I want. We do need to know how to make iron plates. So we're going to research that. I'm also going to research ore storage boxes to help us get organized. And storage boxes for stones and building materials. Green fruit water tank, that's fine. We can also do farming as well. And finally, we'll research not public sales, but tech level 2. Public sales is something that I've never really used much in my games because it didn't tend to work. Maybe they fixed it now. I don't know if we're going to be getting a lot of money through that. So at the moment, I'm going to leave it off and basically not add it to our research queue. Okay, fabric, makeshift walls. We're not even really going to get into that. I will unlock wind generator because we do need power. And since I've got the books, how many books are we talking about now? Because I've used quite a few. As you unlock all these things and add them to the queue, your books start to get consumed. So if I cancel wind generator theory, I don't get the books back, but it is already unlocked. I've already paid for it, so I can add it back to the queue. We'll do fuel generator as well. And I think for the moment, we'll call it good. Okay, so now everything is in the queue. We need to give our character the order to start doing the research. So I'm going to shift right click on the research bench, and he's going to go to town. So we'll lock him in here, make sure no one pesters him, and honestly we'll probably... Oh, by the way, when I was in Mongrel looking for kind of level 1 humans, I came across Shrike. I believe she is the other sub-race of human. A Scorchlander, I think. And if you just talk to her, and you're able to just talk to her normally, and there's no cost involved, you can recruit her into your party. And she's got a kind of a neat thing. He's got a Lantern of Radiance here, polearm, and she has some combat skills. If I could pull it back up. Nothing too crazy. It's just decent across the board. I don't think she can actually make it through out of the boneyard, so I'm going to have her hang out here with Beep until our party has another chance to swing up that way and pick up that group and literally pick them up and carry them out. So she was kind of a free addition. There are a couple free characters in the game. I know that if you just talk to them the right way, you can recruit them to your squad for no price. Right, so or no cost. So we'll do the brains, and we will drop Doc over. Now, it'd be nice to keep Doc with us, but for the next little while, I want Doc to be researching all of the technologies. It's not going to take forever, but it is going to take a little bit of time. So I want him to start right now as we continue doing whatever it is we're going to be doing for this episode. And speaking of that, so our characters look like they're mostly all healed up. So let's grab everyone together and go find a vendor with lots of money. Maybe the armor. Armor, I would think, has lots of money, or the weaponsmith. Do we have one of those? There's armor over there. Let's go over to his shop, or her shop, and we will go in here and try to sell all of this stuff that we've just recently picked up. So I'll chat with him with one of our characters. He's got 13k, which should be fine. So as I'm chatting with him, if I got the box open, I'm just going to start pressing other characters' numbers and seeing what they have. I'm going to try to cook all the meat, sell all the animal skins, horns, what have you. I think we started around, you know, close to 0 because we just bought all the books. So this will be a decent profit. Hey, hunting is very lucrative. Maybe that's the way we should be going once we start having our small party get more leveled up. I've also been checking, by the way, I've also been checking the Steam workshop. I think there are a couple of mods that I really enjoy that add some immersion to the game, that add some, I don't know, it might be a little cheesy, depends on your viewpoint, but they do add some abilities, like the ability to train a stat beyond. So, okay, let me give you an example of this. If I use training dummies, the basic training dummy only will level your skill up to about 5. Well, there are some mods that let you basically continue to train up your skill way beyond level 5. It's just that it takes a increasingly long amount of time in order, because it's more XP per level. So there's something like the strength, the weight bench. I love the weight bench because it makes sense. Your character can continue to work out and get stronger over time, but you have to dedicate them to do that. So I'm going to test out those mods between this episode and, or whatever episode we start building our main base in. I'll start testing that out. I'm going to build a bunch of campfires here. And our characters should all try to go start cooking food. You see them all run to the fires. And so they're all putting all that raw meat that we've had on the fire. So I'm going to wait until the output is completely full. Okay, and then I guess we'll just start, are they picking it up? Okay. So we'll have someone with a backpack, maybe Rin. Let's just have her pick up all the dried meat in the world. The clicking is a bit sensitive. Okay, there, and here. And here as well. A little bit of micromanagement, but it works out. So at this point, we're letting our characters cook all the meat they had on them. While we're doing this, you can see that the dock is still researching, so things are actually getting researched. I think we just unlocked storage, so now you can see that we've got some new options here, like an animal feeder, general storage boxes, which actually we can and will build in our little shack here. Because what if we find some decent gear, but we don't want to carry it with us, but we want to come back and sell it at some point. So we'll put down a little storage area, and it's going to cost 1 building material, so we'll get that here in just a minute. Okay, so what about more food here? So let's have Tobel pick this up. We've got to clean his inventory up. He still has his poor arm sitting there and a couple random ninja blades that we've encountered. Maybe I'll give those out to our newest recruits. Not that they really need them. They come with their own weapons, but it wouldn't be bad for them to have backups. And meat. Okay, I think we're all roughly... Everyone has placed the meat out where it needs to be. So now it's just a matter of collecting it again. Getting people who have open inventory here. I know it seems like a ton of food, but like it does go pretty quick, especially the little food like this, because it's such a low nutritional value that your characters tend to just blow right through your inventory of it, your stock of it. Okay, so let's dismantle everything. Let's clean it up a bit. I don't think it really matters, but hey, let's pretend. Let's do a trade with someone who's got a ton of food. I think Rin. So let's do wing trading with Win. Wing trading with Rin. And I'll take 5. We could have her just dish out the food and just hold the food in her backpack. And in fact, if we do have extra, I probably will have her and Tobal carry the food in their backpack. Because when you have food in your backpack, that's how you automatically distribute it to people who need it. As long as it's in the backpack, it will get distributed out to the rest of the group. So I'm looking to have roughly 5 on every character, just to give them a nice even spread of food. And they also, whoever's got a lot of the food will wind up feeding the dog as well when they need it. Okay, I'll give the rest here to Rin. And they're both still under their encumbrance, so they're still fine. I'll give her enough food for herself, and that's fine. So everyone has some food. We're all spread out on food now. So thankfully, our hunger levels should be going back up. As soon as they hit 250 is the first point your characters will start eating at. And I believe Diana's getting better, too. Yep. Okay, good. Let's see how Diana's doing. Ooh, Diana has reached the teen phase. So her stats are starting to look a little bit better. Her limbs and her core areas are also looking a lot better as well. So kind of a higher upper limit, which is awesome. Who has nothing? I guess everyone has something right now. That's annoying. Let's take 2 characters into... Oh, I missed my opportunity. They already closed. We'll have Doc do that later. We'll have him come over and build the storage thing. Okay, so... I have had my game crash on me earlier, so I'm going to do a quick save, since we just did a lot of work. So what do we want to do here? I kind of want to start or continue to build up our skills and our money. We are working on getting that research. As soon as Doc clears out his queue, or clears out this training queue or the research queue, I'll probably have him rejoin the squad and, you know, kind of follow us around. But otherwise, yeah, I'm still going to have someone carry Diana, because she is, as always, slow as all get out. Maybe not. You know what? We're in safe zone right now. Let's just have her build up that athletic skill, even though her athletics, I think, is super high. But she'll get better with time and age. She's like a fine wine. So what do we want to do? Do we want to kill bandits? Do we want to try to hunt more? We could just randomly go around and get bulls here. Plenty of options for sure. We could try to explore a bit more. Maybe try to go find some ruins. But I don't know if I want to go too far from here yet, because I've got the idea in my head that I want to start setting up that base. So okay, let's talk about what we need for a base. We're going to need a good amount of money to buy the initial set of building materials and iron plates. So we'll probably want to have close to 50,000 cats or something like that. We could also... We've got the farming stuff, so we're going to need some green fruit. But we can always, if we're setting up here, we can just go to the farms to get green fruit. Why don't we just go into kind of this deserty area back here and see if we can't find some, just some crappy bandit groups and do some fights on our own. I really want to stop relying on the guards down the road. But it's still going to be a while, right? Because we're still relatively weak. So I'll try not to lean on them as much. I would love to hunt more too, and I think I'd love to get everyone to have a crossbow. Well, that'd be really awesome, just having a massive group of archers spamming the crossbow skill. We did get some more people. I wonder, did they come with higher crossbow? Nope, not really. Crumblejohn does, but not Wing. It's a little dark, so it's kind of hard to see out in the distance here. Oh, good, another group of herbivores. Do we want to try to kite them around this time instead of just getting the whole group beating us up at once? Let's go passive, hold. Let's just do hold, so they'll fight back. Caravan guards, you guys got beat up. Let's take our familiar group of archers. Bow, crossbow bolts, crossbow bolts. Okay, so everyone has some bolts. Let's tank that ranged on. Yeah, these seem like giant pincushions, right? We should be able to do this. You know, it'd be really nice in this game is if you had a formation option where if I clicked over here, it would have everyone line up like in a line facing this direction. It's a little frustrating sometimes when you're this close together and they still manage to you know, shoot each other in the back of the head. Let's do hold so they can get closer to their target. Nope, let's not do that because you're all going to go crazy and shoot each other in the back. Okay, let's try to get far away. Hey, let's aim for the kid, right? That's got to be an easy shot. No, we'll do one of the adults here. Wish that range was a bit better. We do need to work on getting some better crossbows down the road. The problem is, I think you get a penalty if you're not skilled enough to use the crossbow you have, and crossbows have it. God, oh, they do more damage to each other than they do the enemies. Oh, come on. This is a bit ridiculous. I wonder if we spread everyone out instead. Maybe. That'll be a little bit easier. What are you doing? You're no longer a medic. Stop being a medic. Stop being a medic. Stop being a medic. I want you to fight instead. That's not a bad idea, having them spread out. It's just that the range of that crossbow is so small that they really don't have, you know, it takes them forever to try to close the gap. That's not a bad natural line they found there. Of course, they're all missing. Okay, let's pull back a little bit. I probably won't keep this up too long. It's not quite working out. Oh, you go back there, Tobal. Spread out here. Yep. Did Alice run out of bolts? Are you just going crazy, Alice? Alice just going ham. Alright, that's good enough. We'll pull them back. We'll drop that aggro. It didn't quite work out the way I was hoping. Maybe we can try to... I mean, we could always steal. Why are we running slow? Because of Diana. Okay, that's why. So any groups we can beat up here. Who are you all? Caravan guards. We could try to... Now, we could try to go back down into the area by Vane. Down here by the Hivers. See if we can't get a little bit of experience attacking some big things. The problem there is... Well, number one, the big things are just absolutely brutal. They're way stronger than we are, so there's no way we're going to do that on our own. And we'd have to lean on guards again. And there's also nowhere to really recover down in that area by the high villages. They don't have, as far as I know, they don't have an inn that you could share. Someone asked me in the comments, a good point, I have not checked to see if there's any way you can spar yet. But I still don't think that's ever been added into the game. I've never seen it tested. So I don't believe that's ever been added. Let's go down to Hub. And we'll take the road down to Squin, I think is what we'll do. And we will go ahead and pick up Diana so we can speed things up just a bit. So we'll head down over to the hub and see if there's any groups in that area. Now, Dust Bandits are a good fight. You can always fight Dust Bandits, Starving Vagrants, I think, and different groups like that. Those are, especially the starving ones, always tend to be very low level. I mean... I say low level, they're about as where we're at right now. Although I think our stats are finally higher than most of the low level bandits. So like the starving X, Y, or Z. I do believe we're a bit stronger than they are. So there's a chance if we get an equal number of groups together, equal number of troops in the field, we could take one of those groups down. Now Dust Bandits are a different situation. Dust Bandits are still probably stronger than we are. Of course, any of the ninja groups we're not going to be able to fight right now. Probably scrawny cannibals we can fight. Or maybe just normal cannibals we could try. The thing with cannibal groups is they tend to come in a much bigger squad than you would have. So that might be a challenge. Also, what I'm envisioning for this base coming up is we set up this base somewhere in a safe zone. So say right here in the valley. And it becomes a food hub. And we also research beds and put down a bunch of beds. So the idea is that when we have our group, this is our main group, right? This is going to be the unyielding, right? This is the group that we take out for combat. We get them stronger, everything like that. So as they go out in the world, they get loot, they come back, they return the loot, and then they need somewhere to eat, you know. So we'll have all the food stocked up there. It's a group of slave mongers. I don't think they're going to bother us because I think we look tough enough that they won't. Yeah, they didn't have any comments when we walked by. I guess beds, we could have beds for them to recover, but in reality, if our characters are wounded, they're not going to make it to the beds anyways. We're not going to have them cross the country just to go back home where there's beds. So we'll have those at the base for maybe if we're defending and we get wounded there. And our character is researching like crazy. I think we're already through... Wow, we're already through our entire queue. Very nice. So we'll probably have the medic come join us here in just a bit. You can see that we researched a different tech level. So now we can research tech level 3. However, it says you need 10 books and a research bench of level 2. You see down here it says needs research bench level 2. That is a bigger bench. And I'll show you real quick. Let's go back to dock. If we tried to build this bigger bench, it would not fit in this building. Now we could build it over here in the storm house. But I will... Really, I wanted to do that in my main base. That's where I'll put our basic stuff, our next level of research bench to go from there. And as you can see, we had medium buildings for research. But we need research bench level 2 for that as well. So you need to start going up in size of the bench. Now, from there on out, I do believe the bench is the same size from in the future. I think that's Diana floating in the air. A little bugged. Yep. So I'm not seeing too much here. I don't know, guys. I think what I'll do is I will finish off this episode. And I'll let this video post today, which I think is, we are on the, right, I've lost track of all my days, Sunday the 16th. So I'll kind of be a double header. We released one video this morning, so we'll get another one out today. And I'll just wait till I get a couple comments here. What do you think we should be doing next? I do want to, of course, move into building the city, but in terms of getting money, in terms of doing, you know, next episode or so, what do you all want to see? Do you want me to go explore somewhere? Would you like to try to just fight groups of bandits? Like right here is a group of dust bandits, right? We could. Now we could fight them. We're not going to win, but we could. We're close enough to the city where we could get the guards' help. So we could do something like that. Wait, are they that low? That's a very high defense, but man, their attack skill is really bad. Is it because we're in the bad weather? So we would be the same. Okay, so we would be even worse, and we are. So yeah, why don't we do that? Let me know what you think about the next episode. Where should we go? What should we be doing? If you want to see a different part of the map, I can try to, you know, go somewhere. We can explore that area. Just keep in mind that we are low level, so the only thing we've got going for us right now is our speed and our strength, so we can carry anyone who gets injured. So that's kind of what we have. That's what our strength is. Well, I tried to stop for you. The Shekker's so imposing. I love them. You're right. We may pass because we're nice and clear. So yeah, we'll try to make some money in the next couple episodes. We could, of course, just keep going hunting. We could go try to find some bone dog camps. We could try to kite over the big bulls and try to hunt them, or we could go down to the Hiver area and try to get kind of help them out with some of their gorillos and the beak things. But at this moment, until we get a base going and until we train our skills up more, we're not going to be able to solo too much. So maybe maybe we should stick around this area and continue to fight weak bandits. But I thank you so much for watching this series. I hope you're enjoying this Let's Play. I'm pretty excited that we started. Again, remember we started with just one guy missing an arm, right? Ooh, his stump is a little bloody there. So he was missing an arm. We've got that fixed up. Well, whenever he wants to put his other arm on, we can always do that. But I think we're doing good. This is a pretty fun start, a pretty fun Let's Play. And I'm definitely going to be sticking with this until, I don't know, until we all get wiped out or until we decide we finish the game. But this is kind of going to be a very long-term Let's Play. So I hope you're all getting interested in the people here, our characters. I'm getting kind of attached to some of them, especially our starters, Jade, Alice, Rin, Laura. And that sounds like a crash. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I'll see you later in the next video.